What's up, Mr. Harkins? How you doing?
Hey, Mr. Harkins, how you doing?
What struggles did you have in completing your project? Well, for us, it was probably because we had, at the beginning of the year, totally different project.
Totally different idea for what we wanted our project to be, you know? Well, at the beginning, when we started making our project, we were actually focused on two different things. Josh was actually making a fishing reel, and I was actually trying to make a flash for a camera. But then one class, me and Josh got together, we were like, our projects are not cool, like we could do something much cooler and something we're way better at, something we enjoy doing way more. Why don't we just make an album? And we asked Mr. Arkins, and after a couple of classes of us just like working straight at like just making beats and just like, showing that we were able to do it on like a pretty decent level, Mr. Arkins allowed us to do that as a project. Thank you very much for allowing us. But the struggles initially, what we wanted our album to be like. We thought initially it would just be this album where Josh would be engineering the whole thing, I would just produce the whole, and
it would just be like different people rapping.
Yeah,
thrown into just one album.
Yeah, just random features. We took it something much more meaningful to us.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't really finished the album. It's called The Seven Princes of Hell. It's almost done. It's like 90% done. Produced by me. Josh engineered the whole. Talks about just like a story. Takes you through a cinematic story.
It's really beautiful. So what we've learned from this project is actually a lot. Now, with Dara used to make the simplest and most easy beat. It could probably
like
take
loops.
him. It could probably take him
make me
2 minutes to make what he made back then.
Yeah.
He has stepped up his game. He is like literally on this professional level, and everybody is so like excited and happy for him. All because of it.
If we didn't have this class in school, me and Josh would have never thought we could actually do music as an actual thing. Me and Josh just thought of music as something we do sometimes, maybe every other week for fun. This has like brought us to think like music is our passion. This is what we want to do with our life. Class has given us like so much time to work.
The strengths that we didn't know we had. We didn't know we had singing voices.
Basically, I used to just make beats, just like did not know anything about music theory or put a couple of a clap, hi-hat, just that would go fill every single 2 steps.
Yep.
And then maybe add a triplet somewhere, but it would be really basic and corny. It would all be like out of tune and stuff. I learned all of the scales. I learned how to make melodies. I learned how to play all of these different instruments on FL Studio, which is a program I used to make beats. I'll show you
what we do, and
I'll show you.
We'll go through the process of making one song.
Before, like, we didn't even know how to use auto-tune. Like, we would just put auto-tune on it. Josh wouldn't know
we didn't know what key it was.
It was guessing it. But now we know music theory. We can know the exact key, the notes. We can flex pitch. But what real-world skills did we gain?
Well, we gained the skills working. Like, if you're, like, dedicated to something, like, you gotta keep going.
Basically became a producer just from these past few months. I learned my value as myself, what a talent that I didn't know I actually had before from this class. I wrote my common application essay on making beats. How long that took to start off.
Alrighty, Dara. What beat are we gonna be using? What beat?
This is a.
What's the beat for the song?
This is. The beat was called Razor, but the sample is My Curse by Killstreak Engage, and I played it on guitar because the original sample was played in a 3/4 time signature, meaning it goes 1 2 3 2 2 3, but all of our stuff goes 1 2 3 4 2 2 3 4. So like, I had to switch it up because I can't make a beat that goes 1 2 3. Like, it would just be not my. So I played it in 4/4 time signature, and I used free VSTs just that I found on Google for guitar, and I made the melody and I made the chords. It's in D sharp major. This beat took
Take them through all the channels.
Yeah, this literally took me more than like 26 hours straight. Like, I didn't sleep at all the day that I made this, and I basically like spent my whole entire brain energy on this. All of these things, all of these levels, look at all of that. There's 40 channels for the beat. There's so much variation, like This is just a pattern. This is what it looks like. And then I have all of these automation clips going, which makes variation. Like this is in the beginning you hear it as slow. This is because there's a growth speed and it's half speed, but then it's coming down at a 50% slow. And then I have this EQ, which makes it sound like it's in a radio. If you click on it here, I can't actually show it from the screen, but. And then I put this a bar later because you can't have it hit at the same time, which I learned because it sounds too choppy. You gotta make it smoothed out so it comes in gradually. And that's a growth speed. You can hear it coming in. And then you have the hi-hat just to build up the tension with the open hat. This is just a simple pattern, and I did a different one for the when the beat drops right here. And then another guitar layer comes in, the real electric guitar, the actual one. These were just background guitars that I played. And there's a clap, snare, hitting every 4. And then I have perks. There's and oh wow. I hear that it smoothens out because I have a reverse crash connected to a regular crash. This is the 808 pattern, which is the base of the song. Dun, 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 dun. And then I have the breakdown right here. And I achieved this sound by, so I took out the guitar and I just have the guitar chords playing here, and then I have a different hi-hat, which is the first one, the slow one, with a different open hat. It's a low open hat, and it's a tight. And then I have a piano playing, 2 pianos playing. This is the counter melody, this is the actual guitar melody. And this is just another guitar layer. I don't know if you can hear it. And I also have growth speed going half speed down to a 0%. Again, so it slows out. You can kind of hear it. It's just on the guitar. And then this pattern 27 right here is a ride. You can hear it. Sounds like Christmas bells. Go right here, it stops before the beat drops. And then it stops, you can't hear it anymore. I also have a low filter going on here, which gives it that high like guitar, like 90s vibe, like string, you know what I mean? Sliding, I mean. And I have different, for every single drum I made another pattern for the drum so that it's not the same exact thing looping again and again. So I have like, this clap, listen to the end. And the snare as well, before the breakdown. Instead of just regular would not hit that many times at the end. I don't know how to explain it. Oh, and the ending sounds really cool because what I did is an effect where how I started the beat was this. I started it going slow to fast, and then I ended it going fast to slow. So you can hear the transition. It sounds really nice. I'll play it back from here. Listen to how it transitions to the beginning after it ends. Just something cool. Then you hear that? But yeah, that's basically the beat. I color code everything is just because I have really bad ADHD, and it's just like painful for me to look at the same color scheme when I'm making beats, because it just bores me, and it inspires me to have a lot of colors. You know what I mean? I just like colors. It's nothing that deep. I'll let Josh take it away on engineering now, because Cole actually just recorded over this, and Josh mixed it today. So.
Take a picture of me.
After Dara makes the beat, he sends it as a wave. That goes to Cole. Cole is not here right now. He's in rehab in Connecticut. So we get all of our audio from him over email. He sends me the project. So he puts it all down for me, and all the vocals in for me. And I have to do all the effects, volume control. With the first thing here, I wanted to edit his, he goes, here, listen. So he goes, whoa, whoa. I did that left and right side on the speakers. So when you wear headphones, it goes left to right. I did a whole bunch of other left and right things for the intro. I want to throw some reverb on, make it sound very, very, like Khaled almost. A little bit of ad-lib.
I'm now wide awake, tears in my face, yeah, eyelids go swell, yeah, I've been through hell, yeah, I have nothing left.
So pretty much, these are all the effects that I put on all of these. These are all different components. Every single one of these. That's that. This is a different one. Like, these are all different. So for maybe this one, this vocal, I used the channel EQ. I tried to take out all of the low frequencies because they sound like crap.
Yeah, you don't want them to mix with the
them.
beat, because the beat has a lot of low frequencies. You want to
So
keep that clean.
I cut them out right here. I like the high end.
It makes it like
and the-
sizzle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like the high end and the middle.
Yeah,
But I also
facts.
like to lower the middle just a little bit, and it gives us like our sound. Like, this is kind of like what I've created as our sound. And then I always throw 2 compressors on, usually a vintage one.
Look at all of these channels.
And then I usually throw on either
Look
rap
at
one
all
or
of
just
these
regular.
compression buses, all of these channel switches.
Then I use 2 squash compressors to make it more compressed. And then I throw on a pitch correction. So with Dara's beat, he has a certain key for his beat.
I made it all in one key, man. This was D sharp major.
It was a D sharp major. So I did the pitch correction to D sharp major.
So that all the notes that Cole is hitting is on the same notes as what the beat was made in. Because if it's different, it's gonna sound whack. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And a lot of artists don't know music theory, and they just put auto-tune on, and it sounds really bad because they don't know the actual key.
Watch, we're gonna do it right now. Command A, we're gonna get
This is
all
called
these
flex
notes.
pitch.
We're gonna get all these notes and we're gonna set them to D sharp.
Nothing will change her, wrist to a razor, no heart in my chest. I'm so upset, yeah. Wish
It puts all of his notes in the key.
yeah, I'll stay depressed, yeah. Meaningless. But now I'm some stranger, nothing will change her, wrist to a razor, no heart in my chest. I'm so upset.
So I have a breakdown here. I wanted to make it more airy, so I added like he's in like a big
Reverb.
room. It's called reverb.
What type of
I
reverb did
use
you
a
use? Sustain plate?
I use a 2.0 second sustain plate, and I put the wet up to all the way, and I put the dry down to about 10.
Dry? Tell them what dry and wet means.
Dry and wet, like the wet makes it more of like a wavy, like it's more of like the echo, and the dry makes it more like dry, pretty much. What it's intended. These are a whole bunch of left and right ad libs down here. I usually like to put all the ad libs and stuff at the bottom with all the vocals up top. I added echo. Whoa, 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 whoa. And it's back to the left and right humming like it was at the beginning of the song. And then we wanted to add maybe a little bit of an outro here. So we copy and pasted one of his verses and put it here.
The breakdown verse.
And we left and righted it.
You can barely hear it, but that's the point. It's subtle. You don't want to hear it too much.
That's pretty much the song. That's how
Here,
we
let's
do it.
let it play for you.
I'm now wide